Hey guys, it's Dave here. It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I ducked out of work a little early and have to go get the kids still, but I just thought, things have slowed down a little bit for me at work, so I'm going to treat myself and take a little me time. My wife is away for the next few days in lovely St. Andrews by the Sea doing some work with her colleagues from across the province, and I'm going to batch it with the girls, and that's great. We do it all the time. But like I said, I'm going to take a little bit of time, have a bowl of one of the tobaccos that Max sent me. And this one, I didn't know what it was. It said Pete University Flake, and I had to look it up to make sure, because I thought at first it was Peter Stockby, and it's not. It's Peterson. So it's a flake. I just did a fold and stuff in my Willard. Nice little pipe for that. It's absolutely perfect fit. So let's light it up, see how it goes. Looser than I expected. Okay, the fold and stuff method, tried a few times, same results. I use a narrow bowled pipe to kind of constrict it. I'm going to have to vigorously rub out my tobacco for this stuff, I think. I'll give it a little tamp down and see if I can tighten it up. The draw is just too loose, so it's not kindling. A little tighter. Much better. Yeah. Hi there. Who am I? Hello! I'm your good friend Dave. Who am I? I could do this all day and display who am I. I like this. First impressions, yeah, it's good. It's mild. Untopped, uncased, be my guess. Pretty sure it's got some latke in it. Maybe some burley. And I bet you there's some perique. Not much, but I bet you there is some. I also bet this shit's really expensive in Canada. Oh wait, you can't buy it in Canada. Or maybe you can, I just have nowhere in New Brunswick to buy it. I know, Ben, can you get this stuff out in Quebec or Ontario? I don't know. Gotta be careful, don't want it to heat up too much. You can detect that if it's heating up, it's going to bite a little bit. I'll just drink some carbonated beverage to ease the bite. Works every time for me. A bit of an aside, with this Willard, I broke the stinger off. You see that? But I have another one of the estate pipes that I got, and I've got one with the stinger still on it. And I think I should do a side-by-side, see if it really does make a difference. I mean, it's scientifically designed. Don't really know what that means, but I'm pretty sure an egg crate is too. Tobacco's a little, it's a little moist. But I go back to that being, you know, I'm a wet smoker. I'm not really blaming the tobacco all the time. So as you probably know, I'm fairly new to coming back to pipes. And I started building up over the last couple of months, I started building up a cellar. And last count, I had 21 different types of tobacco in my cellar. And my wife is now considering that a hoard, and that I should probably slow down a little. She's probably right. I don't have huge amounts, I just have a variety. And I like variety, so. I like this. I don't know if this is indicative of all Peterson's tobaccos, but if it is, they could become kind of a favorite English. Haven't tried a Dunhill yet. Don't have one. I'll track one down. It's warming up. We got the big Canada 150 celebration coming up. It's our 150th anniversary as a nation. And I was thinking about that. I remember, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too, the U.S. bicentennial in 1976. That was a big deal. Of course, growing up right on the border, it was a big deal here too. I mean, we celebrated right alongside with them, and of course, when you live in a border town, you have relations with people on both sides. There's a lot of families that have members on both sides. There's a lot of people in St. Stephen that work in Calais. A lot of people in Calais work in St. Stephen. You know, we've got a long history of a very close relationship, right back to the founding of the communities. You know, back to 1700s and earlier in some cases. But the interesting thing is as kids, as teenagers will be, there was rivalries, and the rivalries were more imagined than real. You know, let's get on our bikes and go to Calais and beat up some Yankees, and then they'd probably say the same thing about coming over to Canada and beat up some Canucks, and never happened. Never happened. Our mothers would have pulled our ears and kicked us in the arse all the way home. And as adults, you know, you come to appreciate the generosity between the two communities. We celebrate international festival together. Calais doesn't have fireworks on the 4th of July, and St. Stephen doesn't have fireworks on July 1st. We save it for August, and we have our international festival, and we combine our money, and we buy a pile of fireworks, and it's a spectacular show. And it's been going on for decades. You know, it goes back to the old, there's a myth in the area that talks about the relationship during the War of 1812. And if you're not up on your history, the War of 1812 was the second battle between the U.S. and the British after the War of Independence. Basically, the U.S. thought, hey, it'd be a good idea if we expanded our territory north of the border and basically invade British North America, which is what we were called at the time. And the English, who still had a sore anus from the screwing they took during the Revolutionary War, they rallied. They rallied the Canadian troops because we have a group called the Loyalists, who were American British sympathizers, not draft dodgers. They were not draft dodgers because they were loyal to the king. They chose to cross the border, and rather than fight the British, they crossed, came to Canada, and essentially, some fought, some stayed neutral, but they didn't get involved. However, when the War of 1812 took place, they fought, and they fought hard, and, you know, bugs. British kicked your ass, sent you packing. Actually, it was the Canadians that did it, but that's neither here nor there. The myth in this community was that during your 4th of July celebration, I think it might have been in 1813, didn't have enough gunpowder for fireworks. We had a garrison in St. Stephen that was just molding. Nobody used it. We didn't fire a shot at our American friends. Didn't even consider it. We had a whole bunch of gunpowder, so we lent it to them for their fireworks. And now that's a myth, a legend, I don't know. It's been persistent through the years. I think there's a kernel of truth in it. I think that there was some, there were some trade restrictions. A lot of stuff couldn't go back and forth across the border. There was a lot of stuff that went across. We're bordered with the St. Croix River, and so there's a water border between us. And I think there was a lot of midnight crossings, and a lot of stuff, and people went back and forth, and you know, romances continued, and babies were born, and they carried on. And that kind of is, you know, how we associate ourselves with the U.S. here in this little corner of Canada. We don't think of them as anything more than brothers, sisters, because they virtually are. They really are. So to my American friends and my Canadian friends, happy Canada 150. Americans, your July 4th is coming right up. Happy Independence Day, and stay hydrated, stay safe, don't put fireworks on your head. Bad. Ask me how I know. See you guys.